Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realized Guardian of Rebirth, and we are on St. Germain's round, and we're just skipping through all the stuff. So, we're in the middle of the Vampire Requiem chapter, skipping through, so I kind of just ended the last part and just kept skipping through until, like, you know. So, yeah, obviously you missed some skipping, as I stopped the last part, and, you know, then started this recording and whatnot, but because we've already made all the choices, so nothing in this chapter will be any different than anything we've seen. But, I mean, I don't really want to, like, stop, save, and then start chapter... I suppose I could have done that. I could have started chapter, like, whatever. Oh, actually... Oh! Nice. Chapter 6 is the only time we have something different. We are supposed to persuade him. Chapter 6 is the only place we have something different, because I feel like in all these chapters... Yeah, Chapter 5, we've done everything. Chapter 6, we've only have one option we've never done, which we'll do this time. And Chapter 7 and 8, we've already done all the options, and then we get to our guy-specific. But, so this part is almost... I suppose we could have technically started with Chapter 6 and said, okay, I'm going to start with... We're not supposed to ask. But I love you, Van Helsing, and I want to know about your past. I'm just not allowed to. You're still my number one waifu. I know that's not what you're supposed to call them because they're boys, but whatever. That's what they are to me. Whatever. But yeah. Anyway. So we kind of really didn't need to. We probably could have skipped this. And I could have started at Chapter 6 and said, I want to be on St. Germain's route, and then it wouldn't have changed anything. You know what I mean? I don't know why I didn't do that. It's too freaking late now. Although what I could do is after we go through... Oh, plus we get to... this is Van Helsing's chapter, so what am I complaining about? We get to stare at him more. Oh, look at this flip book of eyebrow motions. But, anyway, we'll get into his part. St. Germain's actual chapter is probably in this part, so that'll be good. But yeah, so I was just trying to fill words to fill time, filling words with things. Yeah, so as I was saying in the end of the last part, if you have other Romance Otome games, suggestions, I have a ton of them, I really do. I'm just trying to think, aside from the ones... I was kind of looking through them, and I actually did start to record something. But again, like I said, it was so soon. And I'm like, doing this one... We're going to be playing the next one after this. That'll take us for the rest of the goddamn century. But I do have... I'm trying to think of the ones that I have on Steam. But I have, like, Period Cube. I have the Hakuoki series... We are supposed to. What are we doing here? Hold on. Hold on, my guide closed on me. Bitch, no! Phone, don't go to sleep. We're supposed to keep walking down the main street. Boop. Boop. Okay. Period Cube, the Hakuoki series. It's 2 games. I feel like that we should do after Code Realized, because it's going to be, like, fucking forever just playing those 2. But when Danganronpa's over, if we want to play another romance game, I'm totally fine with that. Although I do have a couple of Sherlock Holmes games. Those never seem to be really... popular, but I do have... Where the hell is it? Those are all games that I've played. Oh yeah, Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment, and then I have Devil's Daughter. So that's something different in place of Danganronpa to play, as opposed to playing another romance game. Oh, although Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly is kind of... I feel like when I was reading the back of that one, to me it seems like it's a combination of like a Romance Otome game and Danganronpa. Like, it's like a weird hybrid thing. And I'm like, this could be interesting. I mean, so we could do something like that, in place of Danganronpa when that ends. But I feel like it's going to end soon because I'm at the chapter, I'm like at the end of chapter 5. Yeah, chapter 5, the 5th trial. And we have one more to go, and that'll probably be relatively fast. So I'll be done recording that probably, like, in a couple of weeks, and it'll probably go through mid-July if you think about it, because, well, beginning of July, end of July, I don't know. So we are actually, this is the first time we're ever going to do this. In the heat of the moment, I couldn't respond. I don't want to let Victor go, but I can't think of any viable alternatives. This is a difficult problem. Saint Shared. I don't think that that's his name. That's a pretty funny typo right there. I love it. We have no time to sit here and ponder the possibilities. We're currently surrounded. God damn it, phone, would you stay propped up? Stupid pop sockets keeps popping itself in. Victor, I reject your idea. Why? True, we're surrounded by the army, but there's always the possibility Twilight could take you away from the army's grasp. That's... Okay, so that was really only Saint Germain popping in and being like, my goddamn pop socket's pissing me off. It won't, like, stay popped out. I'm using it as, like, a thing, and it keeps, like, snapping itself in. Pop socket is not really popping. It's popping, it ain't locking. And I think in Lupin's path we get different choices here and stuff. Like, choices that we didn't have before, and you're like, what? But yeah. But anyway, yeah, so this is that's the last choice that we have, and everything else is technically everything that we've said before. So I theoretically could just start at chapter 8 on his route. Because we've seen all the choices. You know, and now we're skipping through, and we're going to spend like 10 minutes skipping through 2 other chapters for really no reason, but I mean, yeah, well, we can just talk about other games. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other games. And now, I mean, I don't know, most of you watching this might not actually watch Danganronpa, but if we get lots of votes for, like, doing another Otome game in parallel with this one, then, you know, there you go. Now you have a vote for it. I haven't quite figured it out. I don't know. I think, actually, I do need to finish Bear With Me, because the 3rd chapter's been out for a long time, and I, you know, took my 6 months off, and I wasn't playing games for a while, and I probably should catch up on that one. But that's going to literally be, like, 4 or 5 parts. It'll be, like, a week, because that game goes pretty fast, because the parts are short, but, I might actually just record that soon and just slap it up and not count it as... Because, well, these games are longer, so, like, Danganronpa took fucking forever to play. Again, I'm not totally done with it. This is going to take forever. The second part, you know what I mean? So they're longer games as opposed to, like, Bear With Me, which will take, like, 8 parts, and I'll just do it in between, like I did Detroit Become Human, so. That was a long game, but I played it really fast, and the parts were long. I mean, really, it was only, like, it's only, what, like 12 or 13 hours max? It's not super long, but for the fact that it took them, it's kind of funny, it took them like 5 years to make that game, and you finish it in 13 hours. I mean, there's so much replayability to get all of the stuff, but it's just funny, like, just one playthrough, and you're like, and okay. I regret some of my life decisions, but for the most part, I'm not going to go back and replay it right for a while, because I don't want to change things. I can't. The characters are who I made them, and I can't change them now. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. Oh, so we're probably already on chapter 7 now. Or we're at the end? No, we're at the end of... Yeah, no, we're at chapter 7 now. I'm having a lot of fun. Which is weird. I'm supposed to say I'm having a lot of fun to Impei, even though I'm on Saint Germain's route. That seems weird that he would care that I'm having fun with Impei, but... Prepare for a counterattack. Is that the one where we fling Van Helsing out of the game? God, that was the best! That was the best scene you didn't know existed. Oh my god, it was the best. I'm like, okay, what's it? Oh my god! Oh, my joy of still seeing that scene the first time. But yeah. We're almost there. Oh god, I can't tell you how glad I am I don't have to do Nemo's voice anymore. I'd say that's what broke me, but, you know, it's been like a week since I played that, so. Might have just been belting out songs in the car on my drive home yesterday. I don't know. It was like a 6-hour drive, so. la, 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 la. I was gonna play some of this last night, but I didn't. Now I'm playing it today. And then we'll have a nice break where I recoup before we play Lupin's Path, and then we read the whole game again. Oh, and I get to do Nemo's voice for that. Joy. I'm Nemo! Oh my god! It was kind of fun, but it broke me. Prepare for a counterattack. Do. Because apparently Saint Germain really just enjoys watching Van Helsing get shot out of a cannon. And there is part of me that just really enjoys the fact that we get to... Yeah, hi, you're so pretty. And I know we're not reading the scene, but I really hope in Lupin's Path this is what we have to do, because I really want to read the scene again. I really do. I just want to go through it again. Because it's fucking hilarious. I'm assuming a lot of our missing CGs are in Lupin's Path. Like, obviously all the CGs of them, but we have the other CGs where you, like, the other characters and stuff, like random side ones. That's still my favorite. That's tied up there with Lupin's ass, with Van Helsing's butt, but, you know. Da-da-da-da. Oh, here we go. This is our last, and then we're going to be on his chapter. Oh my god, guys. Aww. Just telling our story of Elaine and everybody wanting to kill us. And killing the dog. No, Elaine! I'm so sorry! You're like a happy little rag doll, but you're dying. It just makes it harder. You're like cute little dolls, and you're like, but she's dying. Thank you. Thanks, Count. Here we go. Here we go. Well, this is still chapter 8, but this is where things start getting different, because now the Count's supposed to take us. So this will be the same, because we're supposed to... Oh, right, we have to look around. So we're going to look around. Okay, here we go. Saint Germain, may I come along with you? Oh, are you sure you want to accompany me? Well, there's no greater honor than being chosen by you. I'm happy you feel that way. What's going on here? Why does it feel like you two have suddenly grown closer? You're right. On the other hand, she and you seem to be drifting apart. Lupin! Can you refrain from making jokes that hurt my heart like that? Seriously. This group is always so lively, no matter where we are. Now where shall we go, Miss Spacey? He's like, fuck off, Impey. She's mine. There's a look in his eyes that's like, she's mine, bitch. He's adorable. We leave the others behind and enter one of the rooms along the main hallway. The room is filled with books, documents, and piles of papers, all stacked up and crammed anywhere they can fit. There's so much here. Did my father leave all this behind? My, it's one problem to have no clue to go on, but having too many is not necessarily a good thing either. This is going to be tough. What can we do? Let's start looking through everything and see if any of this information might be of use. Right. Sometime later, I've read through several reports. Saint Germain, on the other hand, has been painstakingly going through each document, slowly but surely. Thank you, Count. What's this? I don't believe I've done anything to deserve your thanks. I feel a little better after you listened to me yesterday. Ah, yesterday. Don't mention it. I asked because I wanted to. Thank you anyway. All right. I gratefully accept your thanks. With so many papers, there's no telling how much time it will take to go through everything in this room alone. I'll have to rely on a little bit of intuition. I reach into a pile of documents to randomly pick something. I slip on a sheet of paper and fall. I'm sorry. Come now. You got away from being the, like, I don't remember anything trope, and now you're gonna fall. Ah, oh, Spacey. Ah! Are you all right? Just before I hit the ground, the Count catches me. Of course he didn't. That was just our way for it. I trip on paper just so, oh my God, I fall into your arms. And if he doesn't catch me, then I'm like, wow, what a dick. I'm not gonna marry you. I'm sorry. Oh, it's nothing. What's more, it seems I found what I've been looking for. Saint Germain plucks one document from the fallen pile and smiles faintly while he glances at it. I see. So that's how it is. Did you find something? Just checking some facts. It says nothing of any real significance. He pushes the paper back into the mound of documents before us. Oh, I wanted to see too. It'll be too much trouble to search that whole pile for the paper he was reading. That's why he did it. Was that so? I'm sorry. I should have thought to show you. No, you did that on purpose, you shady bastard. I love you. No, it's fine. Let's look for a while longer, and if we don't find anything, we can go back to the meeting place. Yes, let's. Saint Germain, you look sad. It's no big deal. I'm just a bit sorrowful about the impertinence of life. There will always come a time to bid farewell. Saint Germain turns back to the mountain of papers. I feel he's acting a bit strange, but I begin looking through more documents. And now we're going to run with the Count, because that's what we always do. So he's the one that's going to come in and save us and stab a Finis. So I'm curious how this scene's going to play out now that it's just him coming, and nobody else. So this is Finis, okay. And then... Okay, just curious to... I mean, this is normal, because this is what they always go through, the Euro Homunculus, blah, blah, blah. And then usually someone jumps in, hey, blah, 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 and then Saint Germain stabs a bitch, but... He pulls me toward him, and he's stronger than I'd imagine he could be. I'm unable to resist, and Finis laughs gleefully at me. Gently, he places his hand against my cheek. Instantly, the sound and smell of burning flesh fill the room. What are you... That poison really is powerful. Look at my hands, sister. Any normal person would be screaming in pain. He continues to stroke his hideously burned hand against my face. The melting skin and tissue feel sticky. Ugh, I'm gonna vomit. Can I ask you something? Do you still consider yourself human after seeing this? It's as if Finis doesn't feel pain at all, because he's a fucking homunculus too, probably. He looks at me with a gentle smile. I'm so afraid and confused that I can barely breathe. You're not human. You're a monster. A monster created by Father. Let's go, sister. For Father. No! Let go! Oh! Ah! The only time he opens those aqua eyes. God, it's gorgeous. I know, we've seen it a million times, but it's okay. It's not over yet. Finis will continue to be the cause of destruction in a very true sense. As always, his voice has a softness to it. Now, let's all get away from here. I'm sure Twilight will continue to hound us until Finis's death becomes widely known. We need to locate a different exit and let Lupin and the others know. Saint Germain looks at me with a gentle expression. If we had been back at the mansion, and he was drinking tea as always, it would have been warm and welcoming. But here, now, he's standing over Finis's body and surrounded by the corpses of those who couldn't quite become what I am. What's the matter, Miss Spacey? This way. He's acting so normal in such an abnormal situation, it scares me. Are you afraid of me, Miss Spacey? A little bit, but I like it. He sounds defeated, as if his emotions have faded. The weakness in his voice makes me turn. But when I look at him, all I see is the unchanging, ever-present smile that the Count of Saint Germain always wears. So many extraordinary things are happening all at once. It's natural to feel confusion or bewilderment. Were I in your shoes, I would certainly be afraid of me as well. But believe me, as I stand here in this very moment, the only thing driving me is the need to protect you. His smile widens slightly as he slowly takes my hand. I mean, it's super creepy, but I fucking love it. Let's go. There's no reason for us to tarry here any longer. Yes. I mean, this is why I'd be dead in like a romance novel. Because you know there'd be the guy like this, like, I'm only here to protect you. Look, I'm beautiful. And take my hand. And you're like, okay! And no hesitation. I'd be like, all right. Whatever. You just killed him. You're really pretty. You've got knives in your sleeves. You're slightly disturbing, but yeah, no, I'm going with you. You're hot. Yeah, I look up and see countless versions of me that never were. They have no expressions on their faces and simply stare out blankly. For some reason, it looks sad to me. What am I? If what Finnis said is true, and I was created by Father, then why? For what purpose was I made? We have read this before, so... Finnis. I wonder if he was like me, or was he something else entirely? The only person who knows that is dead. I walk over to him and gently close his eyelids. The least I can do for him is a send-off. Okay, so then this is like all of our memory stuff, and then we'll get into chapter 9. So, there we go. We are now... All right, here we go. You're out so late. Is something wrong? That's right, she was going to pack up and leave. What? I hear a voice, not from the mansion behind me, but ahead of me, from the path leading into town. I don't approve of being out so late. Twilight is still searching for you. What? Finnis is gone, so why would Twilight bother... I've just returned from a community gathering of nobles and learned something regarding Twilight's recent actions. It seems that even with Finnis gone, they're still persistently targeting you for reasons unknown. You'll continue to be in danger, just as you were before. No, all the more reason for me to leave all of you in the mansion, then. Leave? Where are you planning to go? I hesitate for a moment, but then I reconsider. Surely Saint Germain would understand. I can't continue causing trouble for the rest of you. That's why I can't stay with all of you anymore. I see. You're right. You shouldn't get them involved in further danger. Your decision to leave this place behind is correct. Yes, thank you for everything, Count. I wish you well. Oh, why the parting words? What? Because you just said that I shouldn't involve you in any more danger. I said you should involve them in any further danger. Ah! You beautiful man. I wasn't including myself in that statement. What? It's best if we act quickly. Let's leave without telling them. They'll surely try to stop us if they find out. But you need to tell the rest of the group about Twilight, and I can't possibly drag you along with me. I'll inform everyone about Twilight at a later time. This is my own decision. I'm going to go with you because I want to. You're special to me. Ah, loves us already. He starts walking slowly down the path as if to guide me, and I follow behind. I stare at Saint Germain's back as he walks ahead in the moonlight. I think about the events in the laboratory. Saint Germain killed Finnis. His cold gaze, but his beautiful fucking aqua eyes. Saint Germain called himself an agent of destiny and guide of history. What exactly is an apostle of idea? Saint Germain, isn't there anything you need to take with you before we leave this place? Saint Germain smiles his usual smile. It won't be a problem. The hideaway we're headed to now has all the supplies we'll need. This bitch is prepared. Besides, I don't intend to stay in that place for a very long time in any case. I've earned a trophy! Temptation. Oh, what's this temptation trophy? Oh, is that because we followed Saint Germain? Oh, temptation. Ooh, sounds naughty. Sounds something more on Lupin's path. Anyway, we're on chapter 9. So from here on out, it will be all new all the time, except for when we, choose an option and then go back and choose a different option. But it'll still be kind of new and we won't skip too much. So, yay! We walk through the forest, listening to the buzzes and chirps of insects. Whoopsie, I did not mean to do that. The blue-white light of the moon shines down on our path, and the trees cast shadows that fall over us as we walk. There's nothing out of the ordinary about this, but for some reason, this night has an air of mystery about it. I feel like the more we walk, the further we get from reality. I like the fact that she keeps saying mystery, and it's like, yes, Saint Germain is extremely mysterious. And then she said it like 14 times. I was like, yeah, I get it, game. We know he's mysterious. Don't keep having to point it out. Although, kind of like that they keep pointing it out. Like, it's very mysterious. I know, right? What is going on with the count, game? Come on. Anyway. Yeah, the further we get from reality. Okay. For some reason, this thought causes me to stop in my tracks. What's the matter? We've walked for quite a while. Are you tired? No, it's not that. I see. Is something causing you concern? I shake my head again and look out into the darkness of the night. If we keep going down this path, will we arrive at your hideout? Yes, it's still a while away. I see, but it just feels like the forest is too quiet. It's making me uneasy. Such is the way of forests at night when one is far from civilization. It provides a sense of alienation, making a traveler feel like a trespasser. We were in the crowded city of London until recently, so I'm sure this feeling is even stronger in you. I nod in response to his words. Also, there's no sound now. It's weird. There's usually music. There's a white butterfly flying along in the moonlight. Yeah, it's probably a moth. It flutters for a bit, then disappears into the night, never to be seen or heard from again. It's like half the characters in TV shows. It would have been best if I could have prepared a carriage for our journey, but the roads are so rugged. No, it's all right. I was just in a daze. Perhaps it's because I'm in unfamiliar territory. I feel a growing sense of unease within me as we walk. Saint Germain continues to walk along, saying nothing unless I speak to him first. I look at him from the side, and he has the same peaceful smile that he always wears. Such a mess. I can't wait to see CGs of him. Oh my god. But something makes me wonder. Seeing him in the moonlight in this way, he seems sad to me. I'm glad that the weather tonight has been so agreeable. Huh? The scenery looks all the more splendid on nights when the moon shines so gorgeously. It's very pleasant to be able to walk alongside you like this. I only wish we could be walking together under different circumstances. Oh, because you want to hold my hand and shit? Oh, because so then we're not running away, right? Different circumstances? I mean, at a more peaceful time. As long as twilight is after us, we can't afford to really take our time. Saint Germain's words stay with me. All he's saying is that he wants to walk through this place with me, but his words feel precious to me. Ah, we're falling in love. Any time, if you don't mind, I would like to walk with you too. Yes, of course. Saint Germain says nothing more. We're just going to walk with him in silence. Just stare at his pretty face. Once again, there's nothing to hear but the sounds of our footsteps and the background noise of the chirping insects. You can kind of hear them. I don't feel any awkwardness or discomfort in this silence. It's a peaceful, calm reverie that makes me feel like I could keep walking like this forever. However, a thought crosses my mind. I don't know anything about this man. He's crossed some dangerous bridges for me when I'm essentially a complete stranger to him. He even allowed me to live in his mansion when he didn't know who I was at all. And now he's come this far with me. I wonder why. Honey, we're gonna have to. I can't tell you that. You're gonna have to have that conversation with your mom or your dad. Oh, they're dead. Girl, here's a book. Here's an education book. Read that and then ask someone else those questions because it's awkward. What is his motivation? Again! I don't even. Girl. I know, in these games, it's all romance. It's romance. He doesn't care if he can never touch you. Because he's so enraptured by your beautiful face and your wonderful soul. Yeah, God, if that were real, wouldn't that be nice? But the more I think about it, the more confused I become. I say he wants to get in your pants, but that's really not what happens in these games. That never happens. Hell, we didn't even get to kiss Van Helsing, and he was like taking us dancing on the roof of the palace, and it's like, this is amazing and gorgeous, and you can't even kiss us. Dude. I mean, that just shows you what a wonderful man Van Helsing is. He couldn't even get a kiss. You know, he's still stuck by us. Oh, such a wonderful prince. Anyway. I steal a glance at him. I see only his peaceful, composed smile, the same as always. But at the same time, it seems to be a veil hiding something. It's as if he's avoiding becoming more involved with people than he has to. Saint Germain, I want to know more about this man and hesitantly raise my voice. Maybe now he'll be more willing to open up to me than he normally would. Okay, so we're supposed to ask him, have you always, not have you had, what do you think of me? But I'm going to save it here. Ready? Ready? We're going to see his little thing. Oh, look, there he is. Saint Germain Pat. Beautiful. Okay. Have you always lived in London? Oh, why do you ask? I've heard a lot about what you've been doing since you met Lupin, but I don't know anything about your life prior to that. That's why I just wanted to know more about you. It's a little embarrassing to be telling him my honest thoughts, and I can't bring myself to look him in the eyes as I say it. Not catching on to my inner turmoil, Saint Germain seems to be thinking seriously about how to respond. Where I lived before? Well, that's a bit tough to answer. Before I settled in London, I traveled all around the world. Before London, it was France. Aside from that, I've been in Italy, Prussia, Austria, and even parts of Asia. I'm in awe. So many different places. Is it surprising? I had a lot of time on my hands, and I love to travel. I went all over as much as time allowed. Again, he's like a billion years old. I've always wondered, what is it? What do you do? What kind of job do you have? Saint Germain looks at me in surprise, then laughs. Oh, he's rich. That's his job. That's why it's fucking great. You really have me there. Sorry, what? I don't work. I'm simply burning through my inheritance to pay for my living expenses. I see. Then why were you traveling so far? Let's see. If I were to say that I was contributing to world peace, would you believe me? Saint Germain is speaking almost as if he's talking about someone else's life, and I look up at him. Yeah, I'm wondering if he, yeah, because obviously he was like an agent of idea or whatever the hell, whatever he said, I forgot. But so I'm wondering, he stabbed Finnis, so I'm really wondering if he's like fucking like just seriously goes and assassinates people. It's kind of interesting. It's also weird that there's lots of, it's almost like little mirrors on all of his gloves. It's kind of bizarre. And I just noticed like the clock numbers on the top of that one over there. I was just oogling his outfit. It's a very pretty outfit. What's the matter, Miss Spacey? It's just, the more I hear about you, the less I understand you. So stop asking. No, what? I know how that feels. I've had difficulty myself sometimes, understanding exactly what I am. Saint Germain responds with a smile. As we walk through this moonlit forest. Okay, hold on. Oops. We're gonna load back here. And we're gonna come back and we're going to do the right option that we're supposed to do. Maybe now he'll be more willing to open up to me than he normally would. What do you think of me? It's a weird question. See, I think I would have done that and I would have asked him about London as opposed to like, how do you feel about me? Because that seems kind of douchey. Like we're asking you about me as opposed to like, I want to know more about you. So anyway, what do you think of me? You. It seems that this was an unexpected question, for the Count cocks his head to one side. I think about how best to explain my question and choose my words carefully. You know what I mean? I mean, although if you think about it, because we could be asking, this could be like him, like that's how you get him to reveal his feelings. Like, how do you feel about me? I love you. Oh, cool. I'm down with that. And it turns out good. There's always weird things sometimes where you're like, what? Right now, I don't really understand myself. Ever since I saw those bodies that could have become me at my father's underground facility, am I a monster after all? I recall the events of that night and look down, my voice trembling. That's why I wanted to ask you, I wanted to hear it from you. What did you think when you saw them? What did you think about me that day? Well, my shoulders tremble with more than just the cold. Ooh, but Saint Germain gently places a hand on my shoulders and smiles. I was a bit surprised, but I wasn't frightened at all. Really? You didn't think that it was disgusting or creepy? Don't be absurd. I saw your actions with my own eyes and heard your words with my own ears. That's everything. As far as I'm aware, you're the kindest and most charming lady I know. Count. Hearing the confidence in his words makes the unease and fear I've been feeling melt away. Even if the Count is lying to me and his honest thoughts lie elsewhere, for now, I want to enjoy his thoughtful lies. Although I'm glad we do all the options when we're going through this because I like now we know more about the Count and we don't have to be like wonder, you know? As we walk through the moonlit forest that seems just out of touch with reality, I listen to what the Count says. The travels he tells me about are all so mysterious and strange. He speaks of a desert nation and hidden treasures, a nation to the north locked in year-long winter. Canada? Sorry. A nation filled with gold? Even though the scenery around us doesn't change, I don't grow tired of it at all. I notice that the ground at my feet looks brighter. I look up and see an opening in the tree canopy through which I can see the stars. I'm taken by its beauty and I stop walking, the better to stare up at the night sky. Do you see something? The sky above the forest is so bright and beautiful. And that's because we've come so far from the lights of the city. It makes the stars seem that much brighter. The sky itself never changes. Saint Germain stops as well and looks up with me, narrowing his eyes at the brightest. Seriously? Narrowing his eyes? His eyes are always closed! You can't narrow them any more than they already are! Oh my god! Even if his eyes were just closed, but you could still see, but he's always walking around with his eyes closed. It's like he narrows his eyes. From what? They're closed. What is he like, squinting them really hard? Like, oh god, that just amuses me so much. No matter how civilization advances, and even if we figure out how to touch the sky itself will likely never change. Not ever. That's not true, because some of the stars will die and eventually they'll be different. I wonder what the Count is thinking. He's like, I've seen that same damn star for hundreds of years. He has his usual smile, and he says this quietly without looking in my direction. Miss Spacey, would you mind if I vented about something? Not at all, but why all of a sudden? It's just a whim. Long ago, I made a terrible mistake. I chose the wrong path. He chose the path of immortality, and now he's trying to fix it. The wrong path? Someone as smart as you? I'm far more foolish than you think. That's the reason why I've been regretting the decision I made, to this day. I swore to never commit that crime again, all the while knowing that I'm already committing a different crime. A crime? Saint Germain nods with a quiet light in the depths of his eyes. Again, how can you tell? What happened in the man's past? Oh, I can't wait till we find this out. I try to ask him, but he cuts me off with his usual beatific smile. Come to think of it, this is probably not the proper time to be bellyaching. Well, all right, but if you do want to talk about it, I won't mind. Let's continue some other time. I'm sorry to cut the conversation short when I was the one who brought it up to begin with. Let's hurry. He says this with a smile, then starts walking again. A mistake. The wrong path. A crime he regrets. I wonder what exactly he means. I do too. Good God, they walked all night! Jesus! Almost an entire day later, We're still walking through the forest, simply moving forward without sharing a word between us. Sounds like an airplane. I'm about to ask Saint Germain how much further we have to walk when I see a building beyond the trees. We're finally here. Oh no, we got 3 more days walk from here. What the fuck? My mood brightens as I continue walking behind him. My feelings of relief gradually change into one of shock as we get closer. The back of the mansion. She's like, this is the mansion. Yes, we just walked around in a big ass circle. We're back here. Yeah, I wanted you to realize how stupid it was to leave. Huh. You suck, but I love you anyway. Soon, I stand astonished in front of the building on. I stand astonished in front of the building now right in front of us. I know that makes sense, but it just seems weird. Is this your mansion? The building before us is a familiar looking mansion. Are you surprised? I can't even find the words to respond, and all I can do is nod. Well, why? Did we circle back around somehow? Oh my god, I can't believe that. I was just joking. I didn't think that was gonna be it. Oh my god, Saint Germain, you crazy bastard. No, this place was built to the exact same specifications as the mansion we were living in. Oh my god. That is fucking even better. Just as Lupin has many hideouts throughout London, I have several mansions of my own as well that are exactly the same. You were so weird. So the interior is the same too? Yes, there's not much of a difference. In the past, I would use both mansions, depending on the mood I was in that day. I'm in the mood to be in Mansion A or Mansion B. They're the same. It's not even like, I feel like living in my modern mansion. I feel like going to my Spanish villa mansion. Like, they're the same. What? Oh my god. He is such a crazy bastard. Oh god, I think I love him a little bit more just for this. This is fucking insane. I see. That's why my mind understands, but it still feels sort of strange to be seeing a building so similar to the other mansion. If he switched mansions based on how he was feeling, why would he need to make them identical? Right? Thank you. You seem unconvinced. It's just, why would you build them both exactly the same? Because I like it, I suppose. I may not look the type, but I have difficulty sleeping if so much as my pillow changes. Yeah, but it is still a different pillow, even if it feels the same. Bird your toenails. And if I make them the same in every regard, I wouldn't need to change my lifestyle at all. I did like to switch between the two as a change of pace, but I'm not too fond of changing my routine too much. It sounds complicated. I'm quite moody. He says this in a satisfied manner and smiles a little wider. He's adorable and fucking crazy. Either way, this is the perfect place to take cover from foreign enemies. You would need to know this forest well in order to find this place. There is plenty of food stocked here, so it would make for a great hideout. I see. Oh my god, I would have laughed if they circle back to the same mansion. It's so much fucking better. I look up at the mansion again. From the outside, it doesn't seem any different from the mansion we had been staying in. Look at that place, though. I mean, in all seriousness, it is fucking amazing. It is fucking huge for one dude. Everything from the shape of the building, the color of the walls, and even the metalwork on the gate is exactly the same. But Lupin and the others aren't here. No one will greet us when we come inside the doors. Far from the comfort of my friends, we're going to live in this place that no one knows of, quietly hiding from the world. Isn't that the same as when I was waiting for my father, alone in my old home? I look at the open gates that stand in silence. You're the one who made the choice to leave, dumbass. Miss Spacey. Ah! So soon? I've seen this one before, not in the game obviously, but I've seen it like on like Google and stuff. But like, and it's always like, oh, you think it's gonna be later in the game? It's so touching and beautiful. He's like grabbing her hand, like touch my face. If you have any reservations about this, would you like to return to the old mansion? Saint Germain. Saint Germain stares at me, As the sun sets in the west, he turns to me and asks me to make a decision. It feels the same as when we first met, but there's a loneliness apparent in his expression. If you decide to live here, there will be no turning back. Your decision to distance yourself from everyone and hide so as not to involve them in danger is not a poor one. However, it would not be a mistake to trust them, should you choose to fight alongside them. The entire way here, ever since I met you really, I have been thinking. What is right and what is wrong? I've been unable to come to a clear distinction between them as of yet. What do you mean? He always has a smile and never loses his cool no matter what the situation is. That's who I thought Saint Germain was. But as he says this, he doesn't have his usual composure. He seems to be torn about something. That's why, though it may be irresponsible of me, I would like you to decide whether to stay here or go back. Neither choice is wrong, so it's all up to how you feel. Please, make a decision that you won't regret. Oh! Oh my god, we could get our first bad ending, guys. I don't know why, but I feel like this decision will have a significant impact on my future. Oh my god, they just tell you! They blatantly tell you, like, just FYI, you could fuck this up. Okay, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do our first bad ending, and then we're going to wrap the part up, and then we'll come back and do our first, and then we'll go down the right route. This chapter has 2 bad endings. Wow. Okay, so we are going to say, want to go back to the old mansion. Bird, then fuck off. Jesus. I want to go back to the others. This place, it's sort of scary. Could it be because walking through the forest made it feel like we were lost in a mysterious world? So going back probably breaks his little heart. Or is it because Saint Germain looks like he wants us to go back for some reason? So that's why I answer the way I do. I'm sorry. There's no need for apologies. I'm sure it's the right decision. I bow my head in apology, and Saint Germain responds with another of his usual smiles. See, I probably would have chosen that, like, I want to go back, because I think we should be with our friends. But at the same time, staying here would be we're saying we want to be with him. So I don't know. So, yeah. Now that that's settled, let's hurry back. It may be difficult to go back down the path we came. It'll be fine. Even Lupin and Van Helsing were surprised by my endurance. This is a piece of cake. It's very difficult to read Saint Germain's expression, but he seems a little relieved to me. And so we continue to travel, taking the same amount of time that it took to get here. I'm curious. It's late in the night by the time we arrive at a familiar road. Then, Saint Germain suddenly stops walking, and I stop as well. What's the matter, Saint Germain? This part's going to be long, but this is as far as I go, Miss Spacey. What? There's something I have to do with the other mansion. Can you continue the rest of the way on your own? Saint Germain looks at me with concern. I trust you know the way. I hope you don't get lost. That won't be a problem. This street looks familiar, so I'll be fine. I'm glad. Well then, as it's quite late, it would probably be best if you hurried back. And I hope that the path you've chosen is filled with peaceful light. You have my sincerest prayers. Saint Germain says this with a smile like he knows we're never going to see him again. When will you come back to us? Let's see. Tomorrow morning at the latest. Be careful now, my sweet lady. He takes my hand and kisses it over my glove. Then he turns and leaves. The next day, Saint Germain doesn't appear at the mansion, even after nightfall. Nor does he appear the next day, or the day after that. I never saw Saint Germain again after the night we parted ways. I continue searching for clues about Father, along with Lupin and the others. But sometimes I find myself thinking, what if I had stayed behind and gone to the other mansion with Saint Germain? Would Saint Germain not have disappeared then? Would we still be together? And although I wanted to find out, I would never know the answers. Oh my god! He just vanished! That's so horrible! All right, so that was our first bad ending. So we will come back in the next part and we will choose to stay because that's what we're supposed to freaking do, and whatever. But so I wanted to see that. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.